Rishi Sunak's triumphant return to India commands headlines, as indeed does Suella Braverman's concerns at Tuesday's cabinet meeting about India's desire for any trade deal to include a relaxation of the visa regime, particularly with respect to students. Now, the Prime Minister's official spokesman says, I can't really get into what was or was not discussed in cabinet. But there are some important points to stress. The Prime Minister has been clear he believes that the current levels of migration are too high. He and the Home Secretary, indeed the Immigration Minister, are united in their commitment to reducing net migration. I can't comment on the details of ongoing negotiations, but to be crystal clear, there are no plans to change our immigration policy to achieve this free trade agreement that includes student visas. Well, yes, let me be crystal clear. That was one of the phrases used rather famously by Liz Truss. So I don't know really whether we can believe any statement that begins, let me be crystal clear, particularly when it's not actually in the mouth of our Prime Minister. Business visas, well, they could probably be relaxed a little more. The mobility provisions that are considered as part of trade deals as standard relate to the temporary movement of business people. We are not looking to change our approach to student visas as part of this free trade deal. So I think that we're going to hear a lot of noise about student visas, and the relaxation of the Tier 2 business visa is going to happen instead. And that probably will be a good thing. But for goodness sake, anybody who is involved in business knows that we are short of qualified people in so many areas, and we are short of people who are unqualified as well, people who can dig up cabbages and cauliflowers and plants, people who can help build, because we're going to have a building crisis within the next few months when we when we look to replacing all that aerated cement. Where are we going to find all the builders who are going to be drawn onto the building sites to sort out our failing schools, our failing NHS hospitals, and then our failing domestic architecture, which is riddled with rock? Rishi Sunak has now arrived in New Delhi and has been greeted by the Prime Minister, Mr. Modi, not the Modi on the comedy circuit in New York and in Israel, the Modi of the fellow who talks about Moshiach energy. Do look him up. Tremendous fellow, Modi. But yes, we're thinking about the other Modi, the one who's the Prime Minister of India. But anyway, the Indian trade deal. Well, I wish that well.